Welcome to Toffee Blueview, your source for all things Everton. Me, Gerry. They, Max, and Edward. There's a game coming up. Everton, Watford. We're going to predict starting 11. What's Marco going to do? Maybe he should listen to us this time. Eh, Marco? Huh? Let's start with Max. Max, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? What's he going to go with? Because when these festive, when these December fixtures start up, it's so tough to predict.
Yeah, it gets a little bit chilly, doesn't it? There's games here, there, and everywhere, and you need to rotate your squad. I think quite a few people lost their heads that we made changes for the Newcastle game.
Yeah.
Pickford in goal, Luca Dean at left back, because I don't think he's too jaded. I mean, maybe later on in the month we might have to start throwing Baines in there, but I think Dean's all right for the time being.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to Michael Keane and Yerry Mina as centre half. Seamus Coleman at right back. Centre midfield, I am going to go for Andre Gray and James McCarthy if he's fit. Oh, no, Andre Gray. And Andre Gomez. So I'm half asleep. Yeah, Andre Gomez. Because we were talking about Andre Gray.
I know. I was like, Max just brain farted into a Watford lineup.
The point to be made that I feel like it's time to bench Garner because I'm Garner's number one fan, but I just don't think he played well enough against Newcastle. And you made the point that for the Liverpool game, it seemed like a trigger that whenever he was on the ball, he'd press. Yep. And that's something that I'm starting to notice because I noticed it during the Newcastle game too, and going forward he ballooned a couple of shots and it just wasn't his best performance by any stretch. So James McCarthy, or I don't know, I haven't even written this down, but I think there might be a change in there. Gylfi Sigurdsson, I think, although he didn't have his best game against Newcastle, deserves to still be in there. Bernard on the left. Oh God, you really shouldn't have come to me first, Gerry. I did not write this down for him. No, Richarlison on the left because he was done so well. Tosin through the middle and Walcott on the right.
These lineups get spicy. There was a stretch there where it was like me, Max, and Terry, and it was like we're just all picking the same team. It was all the same team. Maybe one name was different, and that was it. And so, but I think we're all going to be different on this. I do. Eduardo.
Hola.
What do you got?
Well, I think I'm going to have to go with the obvious in goal. Stecklenburg. No, I'm joking.
The Steck.
Yeah, of course. Jordan in goal. Then I'd say... Oh, do I go different? I'd be tempted to say maybe Baines. Go in for Digne instead. But that's really only because I think Digne deserves a rest, especially ahead of City, who we've got obviously the weekend after, and obviously needs to have Keane and Mina in because I think Keane is just better for the system instead of having Zuma alongside Mina. Coleman back in, obviously. And I would be tempted to drop Gomez because I think he did get a little cocky, but I think he still warrants his place. So I'd say Gomez and maybe go with McCarthy actually as well. In terms of the right mid, I'd have Lookman there. In fact, I'd stick with the same sort of midfield three of Lookman, Sigurdsson, Richarlison, and then up front I would actually put Calvert-Lewin. Bit of pace up front. Actually, bit of a proven striker, so why not stick him up front?
Not the worst idea. When you were talking, Max, I thought you were going to throw Calvert-Lewin up front.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously I'm critical of Calvert-Lewin, but I feel like it's almost his time now to start getting a few games under his belt with, Tosin up firing on all cylinders and Richarlison looking better out on the left. It might be the time. Because obviously he was through in at the deep end last season and was given the lone striker role when he just really wasn't ready, and credit to him because I thought he handled himself exceptionally well. I would have liked to see him go out on loan to a championship club, play in the Football League and, bag consistently there and develop but I just think, you know, we've discussed it in length, the way it's going with our striker situation at the minute.
Clutching at strings.
It's between him and Tosin, isn't it? Now I think, you know, you would have put Tosin ahead of him in the pecking order, but as Tosin continues not to deliver, you know, you've got to give him that nod at some point.
I've gone pretty boring. I've gone back. I mean, what do you expect from me though, old buddy? You know, I've gone back to the previous lineup: Pickford, Coleman, Keane, Mina, Dean, Gay, Gomez, Sigurdsson, and then Walcott, Bernard, and Richarlison. I've just gone back to the previous the previous standby, just because if I were him, I wouldn't. I don't know. It's going back to a team that actually went well for us for the most part. You know, we did score goals. We did get chances. I'm iffy on Walcott and Bernard. I'm iffy on Richarlison in the middle at this point. I prefer him on the side at this point. I really do. However, I do think he's the most potent goal scorer we have. Like, I don't think we have anybody. I mean, we just don't, who can play in that front line besides him. So I like the idea of throwing DCL there, throwing Richarlison on the left, and then, you know, Lookman or Walcott on the right. I like that. It wouldn't shock me if he did that. You know, wouldn't shock me if Silva threw Tosin in there the way you're saying, Max, because the only way Tosin is going to get off start to get his clinical jive back is when he actually starts getting in those positions more.
Yeah, it'd be a good vote of confidence for him to be in the starting 11 again after a good, a bad performance. You know, fingers crossed that provides the motivation that he needs to. Because it's not for the lack of trying, is it? Because he's working hard, he's chasing every ball.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, as you say, that edge just doesn't seem to be there. Key indicator being that chance that he missed against Newcastle, where he just put it at the keeper.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've went a bit too mad on the rotation there. I mean, as
you
say,
did, but you know, why not?
Yeah, well, I know, why not? I mean, these December fixtures, I don't want someone in that kind of that stable 11 that you said, Gerry. I don't want someone to end up, you know, getting too overloaded and blowing out at some point and having to spend have a stay on the sidelines. So I think that the more you can flex your squad depth, the better it'll be for us in the long term.
Hmm. You guys discussing that and the idea of Gay going on the bench. I just wonder. I wonder how Silva views McCarthy. I'm really curious about that.
Yeah.
Because we haven't even seen him. Have we seen him on a match day bench yet?
I'm not too sure. I mean, we saw him in Gormaya, didn't we? But
Gormaya, was that, you know what I mean? Like, I think that was the only time I really even saw him, like, in that, even on the bench, you know?
But he was a key player under Martinez, wasn't he? And obviously, you know, his fate be what it is with his injuries. But, you know, you want to see him kind of try and work in that reputation with Silva. I'm sure Silva would give him the crack of the whip, so to speak, and, you know, allow him to have the chance.
Yeah,
it's a definite opportunity now for a lot of the players to come in and just be like, prove it now before, especially the window comes up.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious about. I think we're going to see a lot during this festive period. Who's on the bench, who's actually coming in to relieve, and I think it'll say a lot about who Silva trusts. Who Silva sees a future for here. You know, that's another thing I'm really curious about. So that wraps it up for our final 11 segment. And that's our final video segment as well. You may notice Max is not in the frame now. Max had an emergency call to run next door. I think he had to save some puppies or something. He's just a super guy, literally. Super. So puppies are safe. Max isn't here, but he'll be back for a quiz segment. So relax. If you want to check out the quiz, it's called If You Know Your History. Everton quiz, Edward versus Max. Maybe you like, yes? So switch on over to the podcast now if you like. If you don't like, we'll miss you. It's a shame, tear. But if you've been digging the Toffee Blues videos, thanks so much. Please subscribe to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel. We sincerely appreciate it. Also check out Edward's YouTube channel, Jam E James. Details are down. And also check Max's Twitter for all the various places that he shows up. And
See, we can say anything we want about him now because he's not here.
I know, but I can't take a liberty. So check his Twitter. He'll tell you where he's going to be, but also he shows up. Just check the Toffee Blues website. He basically just oozes content for that website. So keep an eye on that. You'll see his name on a lot of stuff there. So we're going to move on over to the podcast now. If you hear us there, wonderful. If not, we'll see you. Hopefully 3 points coming up next match. Yeah.
Up the Toffees.
Edward, thanks a lot, man. Max, have fun rescuing puppies. You're a brave guy. And bye.